playing the role of the mother, I'm like, oh, I see. So if I call you fullness or father, you say, I am not the father, I'm the mother.
You're watching the Cult News Network with your hosts, Cliff Henrys and Tom Burtis. Today's segment, we're featuring the Dean of Toronto as he explains how Dr. Kinley is the father, Robert Harris is the mother, and Eric Brandt is the son, or offspring of that union.
So, Cliff, we got to warn the people at home. If you don't know that this is the kind of stuff that was being taught out of IDMR headquarters, then you're in for a bit of a surprise. It's weird. This does in no way reflect the original teaching of Henry Clifford Kinley.
That's true, Tom. Without further ado, roll the tape.
All the way except for Oshia, the son of Nun, or Yahweh Elohim. And I said, well, that's right. But it said this, Dr. Kinley, through the body of her mother, said this takes her a picture. Now, here's the thing. If this takes her a picture and you have Yahweh Elohim in the embodiment of Oshia being with them all the way, then that should be the same situation down here with us. Now, we're in a quandary now because we said Dr. Kinley took off the flesh February 9th, 1976. And we claim that that's all the God there is manifested in the flesh.
Yeah, the jury's still out on that.
So evidently, he's not here right now in that embodiment, so that may not be true. But that cannot be the case. Now, here's the thing, right? You have to appreciate that this Yahweh Elohim, and this is what I love what Dr. Bryant said. See, our founder is not Dr. Kinley. This is our founder. Yahweh Elohim is our founder and dean. It was Yahweh Elohim who manifested in the embodiment that we refer to as Henry Clifford Kinley. But don't get it twisted, that's our founder. But don't get it twisted, that's our founder. But don't get it twisted, that's our founder indeed.
What was that?
You understand? Now, back here, he operated back here in one body. Now, what's messing us up down here, because this self-same dean changed suits 3 times in our time, and we got messed up with that.
Not unless you're worshiping a man.
That's right.
We got so twisted with that, we got stuff like this. And back east, man, I was a huge proponent of saying that Dr. Harris, that's the fullness. Oh, I had all my correlations down. You could not convince me. Even he couldn't convince me. I even went to him, Dr. Harris, you're the fullness. He looked at me, Cargel, if you knew, he said, now, if you knew what the fullness was, you would not claim me to be the fullness. What? Then he went on to talk about how Dr. Kinley was so far ahead of him that he could only see the heels of Dr. Kinley. I'm falling out. But what that did for me, because I really wasn't looking at Dr. Kinley. I was looking at him. But when he said that he could only see the heels of Dr. Kinley left the stratosphere
to boldly go where no man has gone before.
You understand? I'm like, what? I can't fathom you when you saying you can't see that one. But what took me was, see, that's the thing. We would jump ahead of the cart. He said, Cargel, if you knew what the fullness was, you wouldn't claim me to be the fullness. And evidently I go, oh, I must not know what the fullness is. See, the fullness is a term that's equated to the Father. Ouch. The fullness is not a term that you equate to the mother, because the mother is subservient to the Father. And that's what threw me off. But once he declared, oh, I'm playing the role of the mother, I'm like, oh, I see. So if I call you fullness or father, you say, I am not the father, I'm the mother. So now I got to see an operation. And here's the thing. We used to say Dr. Harris is a 6th manifestation. He said, you can't put a 6 on me. And so now you're like, what? Because I have my correlation. Oh, he's the heart. He's the 6th lobe. Oh, I got it tight. You can't put a 6 on me. I'm like, wait. That's what he said. But you see, 6 comes after 5. But Dr. Harris didn't come after Dr. Harris. Sorry, Dr. Harris did not come after Dr. Kinley. We found out that they're manifested simultaneously at the same time, so you can't call me 6.
Where do you get this bizarre logic?
Dr. Harris and Dr. Kinley were not manifested at the same time.
That's weird.
I didn't come after. I'm the fifth. I'm the same one. You understand? And that's why Dr. Kinley, when he saw little Aaron Harris.
What? Little Aaron Harris?
That's weird.
Walking in the footsteps of Dr. Harris, he had to declare this.
Yeah, he had to declare this because it's definitely not written in the Bible.
That's right.
And this is one of the things that Dr. Harris, we would know about this if Dr. Harris did not repeatedly share this with us. He almost shared this as much as he shared the Farley event, because this is significant. I want you people to know that God looked at little Aaron Harris walking in my footsteps, and it brought God to tears.
This sounds made up.
Definitely.
So you might have to ask God, why are you crying?
That's weird.
And God said, well, the reason why I'm crying, one of the reasons is this. I knew when I saw little Aaron Harris walking in your footsteps, man, the same way, and I said this last, the same way that you, Dr. Harris, was given to me is the same way little Aaron Harris was given to you.
Notice he keeps tapping into the Sabbath age whenever he mentions the name Aaron. That's because they thought Aaron was going to close out the age.
So if it's in the same way, how about if I was manifested simultaneously as a mother and a wife, then you ain't going to wait till the offspring to come along. The offspring had to be manifested simultaneously with the mother, and the mother was manifested simultaneously with the father, so I'm one.
This isn't supported in the Bible or sayings.
That's right, Cliff. And you can hear the people in the audience. They're like, that's right. That's right. Like, this is insane.
So the founder was manifested in three bodies simultaneously at the same time. That's what we got going on. He came down as the father, the mother, and the offspring simultaneously. And look, he started off as the father, the mother, and the offspring simultaneously at the beginning.
Oh boy.
You know, Cliff, I got to give credit. There was something, too, that which Henry Kinley said in December 1975, that they would come up with some things that he didn't teach.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for this today. Hope you enjoyed this segment, and tune in next time.